Welcome to Mindset Mondays, the bite-sized podcast designed to build a happier, healthier headspace. Think of it as a learning snack for your morning commute to set your week up right. Have you ever sat down to do something important and within seconds you're checking your phone? Or maybe you open your laptop with full intention, focused, motivated, and yet somehow, 45 minutes later you've watched 3 cat videos, replied to messages you didn't need to reply to, and forgotten what you're even trying to do. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you don't care. It's that everything just feels harder than it should. I'm Mark Holloway, and today we're talking about why. This is dopamine overload, and it might be the hidden reason behind your lack of focus, motivation, and energy. So what is dopamine? Let's clear that up first. Dopamine is often called a pleasure chemical, but that's not entirely accurate. Dopamine is actually the anticipation chemical. It's what drives you to seek, want, and pursue. Think of it like this. Dopamine isn't the reward, it's the promise of the reward. Neuroscientist Dr. Wolfram Schultz's research showed that dopamine spikes before you get the reward, not after. It's your brain saying, "Oh, this could be good, go get it." And historically, this was incredibly useful. Our ancestors needed dopamine to hunt, explore, and survive. Effort led to reward. But today, we've hacked the system. We now live in a world where dopamine is everywhere, and it's instant. Social media, notifications, streaming, processed foods, gaming, endless scrolling. Each one gives you a quick hit of dopamine with almost zero effort. And here's the problem. When your brain gets used to high levels of stimulation, normal life starts to feel dull. Reading a book, too slow. Working on a goal, too hard. Having a quiet moment, uncomfortable. This is what researchers sometimes referred to as dopamine dysregulation. Your baseline drops, so instead of feeling motivated, you feel restless, distracted, and drained. So here's a key idea. The more easy dopamine you consume, the harder effortful tasks feel. Dr. Anna Lemke, a psychiatrist at Stanford, explains this using what she calls the pleasure-pain balance. Your brain is constantly trying to stay balanced. When you spike dopamine with easy, high-reward activities, your brain compensates by lowering your baseline. That means less motivation, less focus, less satisfaction from normal tasks. So when you sit down to do something meaningful, like building a business, exercising, or even just concentrating, you're starting from a deficit. No wonder it feels hard. So let's zoom out for a second. Before the modern world, dopamine had to be earned. Think about a farmer 200 years ago. Wake up early, work physically for hours, face uncertainty, and only then reap a reward. Effort wasn't optional, it was built into survival. Even in more recent history, think about authors like Charles Dickens or scientists like Marie Curie. They worked for years, often in obscurity, before seeing results. No instant feedback, no quick hits, no endless distractions. Their brains were wired for delayed gratification. Ours were being trained for the opposite. And here's where it becomes a cycle. You feel low energy, so you reach for easy dopamine, which lowers your baseline, which makes you feel worse, so you reach for more easy dopamine. And round it goes. This isn't a willpower problem, it's a brain environment problem. So here's the shift I want you to take from this episode. Stop chasing motivation. Start protecting your dopamine. Most people think they need more discipline or more drive, but what they actually need is less interference. Instead of asking, how do I get more motivated? Ask, what's draining my ability to feel motivated in the first place? Because motivation isn't something you force. It's something that naturally returns when your brain is balanced. So let's get practical. Here are some small, consistent changes that can completely reset your system over time. 1. Create friction for easy dopamine. Make those distractions slightly harder to access. Turn off non-essential notifications. Move apps off your home screen. Set time limits. Leave your phone downstairs when you go to bed. Even small barriers can create big behaviour changes. 2. Delay gratification, even slightly. You don't need to quit everything. Just delay it. Tell yourself, I can scroll, but only after I've done 10 minutes of focused work. This retrains your brain to associate effort with reward again. 3. Reintroduce boring activities. This is powerful. Go for a walk without music. Sit in silence, even just for a few minutes. Read without checking your phone. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. That's the reset happening. 4. The 2-speed rule. Have 2 modes in your day. High-speed stimulation, which is intentional, and low stimulation, which is protected. The mistake isn't stimulation, it's constant stimulation. 5. Stack small wins. This is a big one. Instead of trying to overhaul your life, start ridiculously small. 5 minutes of focused work, 1 page of reading, 10 push-ups. Because here's the truth, consistency rebuilds your dopamine system. Every time you complete a small effort-based task, you're teaching your brain effort leads to reward. And over time, that becomes your default again. So if everything feels harder right now, it may not be because you're falling behind. It may be because your brain has been overloaded. And the good news, you can reset it. Not with extreme detoxes, not with perfect discipline, but with small, consistent changes. Protect your dopamine, lower the noise, rebuild your baseline. And slowly, you'll start to feel it again. Focus, energy, momentum, not forced, but natural. If this episode resonated with you, take 1 small action today. Not 10, not 5, just 1. Because small wins don't just move your life forward, they rewire your brain to believe it's even possible in the first place. And that changes everything. I'll see you next Monday.